What are these guys afraid of? What are they afraid of? Presidential gas brigade placed on high alert over suspicions of coup plot in Nigeria. Commander holds emergency meeting with Tinubu and Gbajabiamila. The question is that when all these bandits want to strike, they will not see all this intelligence gathering. You know, these guys, they are so good in that. I always laugh at them, especially DSS. They say, yeah, especially when they want to protest, they will not be telling you that some people want to set this country on fire. We have gotten information that some people is a lie just to threaten people. But when the Boko boys, the bandits and the rest of them want to strike, you can imagine when they went to NDA. Till today, the people that carried out that operation, they have not been able to arrest them. And they succeeded, hands down. They didn't see any, they didn't gather any intelligence, whatever. There was no any intelligence gathering. But now, because they know that they themselves are not doing the right thing, and I'm sure they are trying to scare anybody who is thinking, maybe there's nothing happening, but they are trying to scare anybody who has that thing in mind. Because recently, the chief of a defense staff has said that, oh, some people are planning coup against Tinubu. They are evil, they are this, they should not try it and all of that. It's as simple as ABC. Do the right thing, everybody will be happy. But I don't even know why it's so difficult for them to do the right thing. No? Last week, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, warned people calling for a coup over the current economic hardship in Nigeria to desist from such. The Presidential Gas Brigade has been put on high alert following unusual movements leading to suspicions of a coup plot in Nigeria. Sahara reporters exclusively learned on Sunday that the suspicions prompted emergency meetings involving the commander of the Presidential Gas Brigade, Colonel Adebisi Onosanya, President Bola Tinubu, and the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. The Presidential Guard Brigade was placed on high alert after unusual armor corps movement spurred coup suspicion. Last week, Colonel Onosanya met with the President and Chief of Staff twice within 20 hours. They have also placed key brigades under watch due to planned protests, a top presidency source told Sahara reporters. There has been tension in the country amid the current hardship, rising inflation and high costs of living following the removal of fuel subsidy and floating of Naira by President Tinubu's administration. The floating of the Naira allows the market forces to determine its value. The policies have pushed up the prices of goods and services astronomically, increased the rate of inflation and worsened hardship in the country. Last week, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, warned people calling for a coup over the current economic hardship in Nigeria to desist from such. Musa, who said the armed forces would continue to protect the country's democracy, warned that the long arms of the law will soon catch up with the proponents of coup d'etat, while feeding questions from journalists when he inaugurated the main entrance of the 6th Division, Nigeria Army and Officers Transit Accommodation in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The CDS admitted that the country was going through serious economic challenges. He, however, insisted that having a military coup in the country was not an option. Okay, he said the military would protect Nigeria's democracy, as according to him, Nigerians want democracy and the country does better under democracy. He said the military would continue to support democracy, adding that the people calling for a coup d'etat are evil people who don't even mean well for Nigeria. He warned such people to be very careful because the law will come after them. According to him, everybody goes through a trying period in life. You can see the government putting efforts to ensure that we come out better. And it is when you go through difficulties and you come out better, you will really appreciate what it is to build a nation, he said. Nigeria's Naira recently crashed to a record low against the dollar on the official market. Last week, Sahara reporters reported that the Naira exchanged for 1,980 Naira to $1 on the parallel market and 1,780 Naira on the official market as the swift decline continued amid the government's clampdown on currency speculators. Meanwhile, there have been protests against hardship, rising inflation, and and high cost of living in several parts of the country, following some economic policies in President Tinubu's administration. For instance, there have been protests in Kano, Ogun, Niger, Sokoto, Oyo, and Osun State to express their displeasure with the unprecedented level of hunger in the land. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress had announced a nationwide protest scheduled for February 27 and 28 to kick against economic challenges facing Nigerians. The decision came after a 14-day ultimatum issued to the Nigerian government regarding the widespread hardship, but the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, have urged the NLC to shelve its proposed nationwide protest. So all of this threat is not going to go anywhere. So like I said, do the right thing, do the needful, and everything will flow. What are you afraid of? I don't understand why these guys are just chasing shadow instead of doing the right thing so that everybody will be happy. Military is better than this. Somebody said military is better than what we are experiencing. Anything that will correct the anomalies happen in this country must be welcomed. 3.6. Yes. CDS is G3. His spirit is telling him that he's been planned. It may not be true. Yes, Major Chukwu Kaduna Ezeogu did not plan coup for 2 days before carrying it out. Nobody is afraid of death. With the present hardship, the army signed for death. After all, many are being sent to their early grave. Nigerian military is weak, and Tinubu has spoiled them and blindfolded them with his demonic money. Exactly. Ajaero of the NLC and his colleagues in the Labour Party have always been scheming for a military coup since Peter Obi lost the presidential election. Sorry, continue to gloat. Oh God. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Do you think there's anything going on? Anything fishy going on? Or they are just they're just afraid? Leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.